Hey guys, quick video on digital IDs. You probably might have heard of it recently. It's basically a form of ID that the government has of you on either your smartphone or smart device. That they basically have a pool of all the information of you. Now, you could argue that a lot of the sort of, I guess, your banking details, Qantas, if you had any sort of details with them, they obviously got leaked. But you could argue that a lot of, I guess, services these days would have your details on there. And look, you are partially right, but with this digital ID, with the digital ID, you're basically giving over your identity, which in turn limits the amount of freedom you have down the line. And it's happening in the UK at the moment with the Brick card. And basically, if we can refrain as much as we possibly can to it, we'll be better off for it. And you could argue, yes, well, we had COVID, we had the vaccine passports with that to go traveling internationally. That's true. But ultimately, what happens beyond this point of 2025, going into 2026, I can tell you now that they're going to be pushing this pretty strongly, as they already have. They've already obviously done the under 16 ban on social media. So they want to limit the amount of exposure or knowledge of their quote unquote plans to the masses. They don't want people getting too smart for their own good. And unfortunately, with alternative media, whether that be Charlie Kirk or Alex Jones, whom of which, David Icke have called out, basically saying that they're just arse lickers, basically, in terms of, they've been sold out to the globalists, which, is, whether you believe it or not, correct, is up for debate. But there is a definite angle to this, and essentially they don't want anyone else really to know what their plans are. But the plans are pretty clear, and it's been sort of insinuated is that, they want a new world order. They want 15-minute smart cities, and they don't want you to really own anything. They want you to rent where you live, rent a car, and be dependent on the system. Always. And potentially, when it comes to it, probably have to ask permission to what to spend on, to have a social credit score, and to ask to even travel or go anywhere, and that's what they want. And this is all a part of the digital ID. They've got it in China, where, the moment you walk out the front door, you're being, watched and judged. And that's exactly what this digital ID is on the basis of. It's formulated on that. And that's the scary part, because once they have that, you're on their records, you're on their books. Now, that's why you see a lot of people that have worked in Silicon Valley in the tech industry. They've seen AI, they've seen what companies are planning to do. They literally go and live out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and they live a life of solidarity and minimal consumerism. And that's what they're doing, essentially. So we've got to be careful. We've got to definitely be vigilant, because the people in the West, UK, Australia, Canada, America, to a degree, we're all as easy pickings, for this digital ID, because we ate up COVID way too easily, and we failed that test. And that essentially is what this digital ID is going that next step. It's going to that next step forward. Now they're talking about nanotech in our COVID vaccines, and the 5G towers that were set up at the same time, possibly geofencing is in. with the next goal of the 15-minute cities, which, you know, the amount of apartments in the city is what they're trying to build in Australia at the moment. They don't want to build more houses that are far away from the city. They want to be building within a 20-minute, 15-minute radius of the city, and having high density buildings in that area, to accommodate and to facilitate their next goal, which you know, you don't want people expanding too far out, and that's essentially what they're trying to do. But yeah, the digital IDs, it's a serious concern. It's a serious concern. What do you guys reckon? Comment down below, like and subscribe. Are you aware of it? Did you download the app of Digital ID Australia during COVID? Do you still have the app on your phone? I'd recommend to delete it immediately. Do not have it on your phone. You know, they literally want to control every aspect of your life, down to the food you eat, and down to what you can or can't do, and that includes travel. They don't want you to be free. They want you to be dependent on the system and to live within their parameters, their geofencing parameters. And we're all being tracked. We're all being tracked by these smartphones, by the camera on here. And you know, I've tried it. I've tried getting rid of my phone for like a normal Nokia phone. And it's definitely it's a change of way, you know, it's a change of way, because it's a unique thing, the smartphone. It basically helps us more than we realize, and we're definitely all too dependent on it. And that's why they're going to be using this digital ID as a convenience factor associated with it. So people, when they do have it, their life will be quote unquote easier. What do you guys reckon? Comment down below, like, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys.